Hey guys, Trevor here with Ecommerce Paradise. Are you looking to host your podcast on a platform that's really easy to use and really simple? When I first started going with my podcast, I was trying to use Libsyn, and it was really confusing and technical and complicated. And then I decided to switch to PodBean. PodBean I've been using ever since. It's been a few years now, and I've had a great time using it. It's really easy, really simple, doesn't require all the technical stuff, and they even self-host your podcast on your own website for you. It's not like the most amazing looking website, but it gets the work done. Okay, so I really love PodBean. I've been using it for a while. In this PodBean review, I want to talk about those reasons why I loved using it, show you the dashboard a little bit, and how to sign up for PodBean as well. So let's get into the video. But first, if this is your first time watching the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you can get notified for all my future videos when they get released. Thanks for subscribing, and let's get into the video. Alright, so here we are in PodBean. First and foremost, PodBean is just like any other podcast distribution network. It's a place where people can upload their podcasts, and you can actually go and listen to podcasts. PodBean also has an iPhone app, and they make it really easy to listen to podcasts. So if you're just looking to listen to podcasts, that's a great way to do it too. You can find all sorts of awesome podcasts that are available in the iTunes Store, Stitcher, whatever, all these other channels, but PodBean is also pretty awesome too. Now, let's talk about PodBean for hosting your podcast. So this is the dashboard when you are hosting a podcast on PodBean, and it's pretty simple and easy to understand. So, like for instance, this is what my podcast looks like right now. The last 30 days, last 7 days, all time, and just today. So just by putting out content on a regular basis, I'm able to get 100 to a few hundred downloads of my podcast every single day across iTunes, and I really haven't done a whole lot to promote it besides that, which is great. So it's kind of self-promoting, and it's awesome. So that episode number, I believe 246 I just published, and it's really easy to publish a podcast episode. So these are all the episodes I publish. When you want to upload a new episode, you just choose the file to upload, and like let's just say I want to upload the one I just uploaded. I'll just upload it again, for instance. You choose the title, you put the description in there, and you choose what platforms to share it to. You can even have it make a video on YouTube for you of the podcast and hit publish. So it's pretty simple. They also allow you to make your own website by choosing a layout. I've chosen PodCloud 3.0 by PodBean. You can make sidebar widgets, which are pretty awesome for getting people to click around and stuff. You can make actual pages, which I don't use. You can edit the look of it, which I don't mess with. You can look at your statistics a little bit deeper, understand where your target market is, the different agents that people are listening to your podcast through, mostly through Apple Podcasts for me. CF Network, I'm not sure what that is. User retention and your top 10 episodes for the date range in question. So if I were to go to last 2 years, you can see that my podcast started sometime around October 2017, and it's been growing substantially since then. It's at its highest yet, 7,900 downloads in September, which is great to see. So it's trending up, mostly in Canada. And the biggest one of all time was how to sell $18,000 your first month with 1,000 downloads. Niche selection guidelines, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, anywho, really, really great stuff. You can look at your specific download stats, which is great, every single day. You can even offer premium signups, so like a membership site kind of thing where you have a recurring revenue system set up. And of course your settings here as well. So really easy to set up and use, and I highly recommend using PodBean. Alright, so here we are at the PodBean website. So to get started with this, just click the button below, or the link below, where it says ecommerceparadise.com/podbean, or type that into your browser, ecommerceparadise.com/podbean. Or you can type in podbean.com/ecommerceparadise. Both of these will take you here, where you can click the Get Started button. You can choose your plan, which I recommend starting with the unlimited audio plan at $9 a month. It's really cheap and affordable. I actually upgraded to the yearly plan, and yeah, this is all you need for audio only. So go ahead and do it, and your first month is completely free through my link. So make sure you use that. You can set up with Facebook or Google, and it's really easy to get in there, and you can even choose your own .podbean.com website name. So get started today and enjoy. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this Podbean review video where I showed you all about Podbean, why it's so awesome, and how to get started with your own podcast. So if you're interested in more info on how to get started with the podcast, just type into YouTube Podcasting 101 or Podcasting for Beginners. There's lots of free content out there. I'll make some more content on my channel as well eventually. I've been doing this for a couple years now. It's not super professional, but it is really working for marketing for my niche. So I'm really happy about it, and I think you should start a podcast no matter what niche you're in, because it's a great way to reach your audience where they want to be reached. All right, so if you want to go sign up for Podbean, just click the link below or go to ecommerceparadise.com/Podbean and get your podcast started today. Of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.